So I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, hi, I'm Sam.
I'm Chris, and we're keeping Spooktober going with a vampire story. I don't know why I gave it that southern twang there.
Trying to do your Bill Compton voice.
Sookie. Bill Compton. I don't know. I don't like. We don't have face cam. No one can see you giggling at my ridiculous attempt to woo you as a southern vampire gentleman. Anyway, so we love this game. Came out what, like a year or two ago, and it's a visual novel.
Yeah.
So it's like a dating sim, only with less dating and more blood and conspiracies. So this should be fun. All right. So we get 3 clans to choose from: the Bruja, the Venture, which we did on our own on the Switch, and the Toreador. I thought we were going to go with the Toreador.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Toreador.
Okay, okay, well, that's a good question. Are we going to be Lamar, or are we going to be...
I don't know if I want to... Are you going to call all of our characters Billy Butt's Dump Truck?
No. I don't think there's enough space for Billy Butt's Dump Truck. I was just going to go with Billy Butts.
Poor Lamar.
I mean, we could be Lamar. There's nothing wrong with Lamar.
Yeah, like Billy Butts, I don't have to see Billy Butts' face. Like, why'd you call me Billy Butts staring at me all the time?
Just like, he's kind of silently judging you, like, really? Billy Butt's Dump Truck? Like, really?
But then again, I don't know. Now I feel bad that I took that away from you, if you want.
No, I've already hit the accept. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Have I hit accept? Okay.
Now you've hit accept.
Okay, this game might be a little
going
janky.
back.
We don't know. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was a human, I would have told you it was superstitious bullshit. We're all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate? You decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She was a 9th-generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for what they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate, a message saying, you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fit for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. My answer, of course, is destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here from plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it's so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have a meeting on 53rd Street later on tonight, so I'll provide comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it is precisely because I value it that I am going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York. And I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor.
This is how it begins. You stifle a yawn. It's been a slow evening. The little bit of red liquid left in your glass and the crumbs on the plate remind you that, if nothing else, these art exhibitions at least come with some decent wine and legit catering. And yeah, it's fun to talk about your work on display, even if you end up discussing it with pretty much the same people at each such occasion. You've already met that one critic who keeps telling you, with self-assured authority, how you should pursue a different artistic avenue. Then there's the obligatory doe-eyed art student who's oh so impressed with your technique. To be fair, you're not all that happy with your latest piece, but hey, it's not the worst thing you've seen tonight. That ignoble, dubious honor belongs to one of the other paintings on display.
I've never seen this one. I've seen the Bruja and we did the Venture, but this is interesting.
I started this one on my own, but I didn't get very far. And yet its author, currently being paraded around by his rich parents, has barely been able to grab a bite of the fancy canapes. So many sycophants to meet, so little time.
That's canapes. Isn't it?
I thought it was canapes.
Oh shit, I thought it was canapes. Oh, alright. Like, let us know in the comments if it's canapes or canapes.
There's a little accent mark. Anyway. But yeah, let us know in the comments. How do you...
Am I fit to play a Toreador? I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, but let us know in the comments how you pronounce it.
Like, no, for real though.
I'm curious. Okay, for a moment, you think it's not worth... Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you should take the critic's advice, cut your losses, sell out to some corporations, and get it over with. And as if the universe wanted to validate that train of thought, that's the exact moment your sister Emma decides to pop up in your view.
Oh no, we have a sister?
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Cushy corporate jobs are selling out, but supporting a billionaire's vanity project is totally fine with you?
Hi, Em. You absolutely despise her as an artist. While you're struggling to uphold some nebulous ideals of what art is meant to be, she's perfecting her ways of mooching off the system.
Sounds like pot calling the kettle there.
Shamelessly preying on little-known street art and niche internet memes, she repackages them as bougie-friendly collages. Bourgeois?
Bougie, no?
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe I've just never seen it spelled. I've seen it spelled without the R. That's how I usually see.
Oh, I wasn't really reading it, so...
Anyway, so it's perhaps no wonder the NYT has recently dubbed her a mind-blowing explorer of digital art's extreme possibilities. But in spite of all that, you absolutely love her as a person, even as you welcome her by smacking the back of her head, a gesture meant to convey nothing but deep affection.
Oh yeah, nothing but the deepest of affection, a little wonk on the head. Three Stooges style. Woo, 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 woo. No, but seriously, supporting young artists, my ass. I don't know what kind of money you got for this piece, but I doubt it was even a fraction of what's going to be worth in tax benefits. The gallery owner actually said that if he had to choose his most valuable audience, it would be the IRS, and I'm pretty sure he was only half kidding.
You mumble a non-answer and then segue into a different subject, trying to preemptively quell her...
Now that's segue.
Segue? So seg? Is it seg?
Wait, is it seg? And then seg... Was this some weird slang we're not aware of? What the fuck is this?
Maybe it is pronounced segue. You have your canapé thing, I have my segue thing. I don't know.
Sugi.
It would take too long. I could look it up, but we'll have to look it up later.
Okay, all right.
To look it up.
Keep it going. I'm going to look it up.
Okay, into different... You're going to look up this one, but not canapé? It's okay. Anyway. Into a different subject, try to preemptively quell her repeated offers to get you a steady job.
Oh, by the way.
Segue.
Damn it, segue.
Okay, now I'm looking at canapes.
You know, I'm gonna scream if they say it's pronounced canapes. You know, sometimes I just don't get you. I guess I've just never seen segue spelled. I always assumed it would be spelled the way it sounded in English.
Okay, hold on.
But
oh, okay. How to pronounce it? Wait, it doesn't have the accent though. What the fuck?
You know, sometimes I just don't get you. On the one hand, you wouldn't be caught dead taking money from the inevitable winner of the culture wars.
Canapes.
Oh shit!
Yes, canapes. Thank you.
Canapes.
All right, fuck. All right. Now it's official. Chris is a cultureless swine.
It's okay, you knew segue.
On the one hand, you wouldn't be caught dead taking money from the inevitable winner of the culture wars. On the other, if someone gave you the chance to collaborate on some dumbass Oscar bait flick inspired by Larry Ellison's bailout fund, you'd do that shit for free.
She rolls her eyes and asks, "You know what the only difference is between the art scene and the culture industry? The culture industry actually pays your bills." As expected of someone who's given up on attempts to infuse her work with any sort of enduring quality and decided to just keep responding to the zeitgeist.
Zing! We've got some differing art opinions over here.
She claims to happily accept the fact that after she dies, both she and her work will end up in a landfill.
That's probably why you end up getting, ganked tonight.
When you respond that you prefer chasing a 1 in a million chance to immortalize yourself, she claims it reeks of an overinflated ego.
Just the kind of ego a vampire would take.
But you've been down this road too many times before and managed to accept she'll never understand what's truly important to you. Slowly but surely, you move on to more agreeable topics. Your plans to finally get hammered together, or the most recent crop of garbage Netflix shows your friends have tricked you into trying out.
Alright, I gotta go. I've got a date.
She peeks at a bunch of middle-aged men in expensive suits who have stopped pretending to care about the exhibition and are exchanging the worst lecherous jokes they've got in their stale repertoire.
Ugh. Have fun with your friends, class traitor. Jesus!
She gives you a hug and heads for a nearby elevator. There goes the pleasant part of the evening. Still, you decide to delay the inevitable and catch a quick smoke break. Truth be told, people aren't exactly lining up to chat about your work anyway. As you leave your post, you start tapping your pockets in search of a lighter. Instead, you find a $100 bill you're absolutely sure wasn't there before. Jesus Christ, Em, you're the worst. And the best. You can feel your cheeks turn red, but you gratefully put the money in your wallet and move outside.
That's right. Real artist takes the money.
When you reach the balcony, you look out at New York City and light the second last cigarette left in the pack.
Oh, the penultimate cigarette, if you will.
You're alone. It's not silent. The metropolitan hum is ever present, even this high up, but it's a good deal more intimate than what's behind your back. You lean over the railing and look down. The streetlights beckon more than usual.
Don't worry, I've got this on if you need it.
In your mind's eye, you see yourself as your final artwork, beautifully splattered all over the pavement.
Morbid. Also, by this I mean I have chat on.
Working title, The Illusion of Grandeur. The author, a brilliant artistic soul, crushed by unfeeling reality, gone too soon. You chuckle and flick the cigarette into the air.
Jesus.
Freshened up by the night's cool breeze, you squeeze back into the stuffy interior. You barely make it a few steps before lethargy sets back in.
That's lethargy.
Damn it.
Hold on.
No, I'm pretty sure you're right. Lethargy sets back in.
Okay, you don't want me to look it up and put it on stream and have, the computer pronounce it?
No, I take your word for it.
I would definitely say between the two of us, we're definitely readers more than we are, speakers.
Yes.
Running into this pronunciations like this.
Still, something in the room feels different. Your eyes are drawn to a handsome young man, neatly dressed and groomed, exuding the air of a true artiste.
Ooh.
And the best part? He's intently looking at your painting. The gallery is almost like an art installation itself now, people standing in silent awe, the guy like a beacon drawing everybody's attention. Hushed conversations about the guests can be heard from every corner of the gallery. Your heart is pounding with excitement, and you approach, feeling like a kid trying to get close to a deer in the woods, but afraid you'll scare it away. The man turns to you, and you stop in your tracks, entranced.
Yeah, except this deer has fangs and superpowers. So, this is one of your pieces?
You manage to mumble an affirmation.
Tell me about it, please.
As you start discussing your inspiration, technique, and process, the man's eyes lock onto the painting again. He keeps interjecting, making knowing remarks. This guy gets it. He really gets it.
Remark.
The world around you disappears. You'll say anything, do anything to keep his attention on you. But you realize you don't need to. He's into your art. He's into you.
I want to buy it. And I want your company. And I need to talk to you. You will like what I have to say.
Spoken matter-of-factly, served straight up. Like he knows that you won't refuse. That you can't refuse.
Ooh, I like this guy's style.
An hour later, you find yourself at his apartment, one of many, you presume, with your self-esteem all but patched up and your head full of fine vintage.
Ooh.
You tell your host a lot. In fact, it seems like you're telling him everything. Where you came from, how you ended up in New York City, how you had to take out a loan to appear at tonight's event, how you took the long look down the balcony, that you thought about taking the plunge, and this time you were only half joking. You feel miserable. You start crying. He holds you in his arms. You feel calmer. The tears stop flowing. It's been so long since you last had someone you could not just talk to, but communicate with, be seen by. Who knows? Maybe there's hope for you yet.
Oh no.
That feeling of bliss is the last thing you remember before passing out. Next thing you know, you're lying on the couch in that same apartment, hungry and dehydrated. How long has it been? Hours? Days? More? You're feeling weak, confused, and abandoned. You look around in a panic. Is he still here? Thank God, yes, there he is, standing in the doorway. His voice breaks the silence and fills you with hope until you realize what he's saying.
I am so sorry. I hope that maybe one night you will forgive me. Always remember that in our parting moment, I wished you well. I had this sick corncob pipe.
You try to speak, ask him to stay, but no voice leaves your parched throat. You taste something on your lips. Wiping your mouth leaves a crimson stain on your hand. It's not the wine. What the fuck? The door of the apartment closes behind him. Alone. Again. Then the pain hits. It's a headache, a lurching in your stomach, a burning in your arms and legs. It's all you can focus on. A panic takes you. You fall from the sofa and hit a wine glass. It flies off into a wall, shattering into bits. A mumble from the corner of the room indicates that you're not as alone as you thought. From where you're lying, you only see a feminine shape, stirring awake. You crawl towards the woman. Inch by inch, the pain turns into an urge. You need to get close to her. You begin to see details, the long hair shrouding her face, the worn-out New York City hoodie thrown over her skimpy dress. She opens her eyes, moves her locks to the side, exposes her neck. A rabid instinct takes you. In the blink of an eye, you find yourself buried in her hair, smelling her sweat mixed with just a hint of cheap perfume. You bite down and drink the blood from her vein. Wait. What is happening? You break away. You look at the girl. She lets out a sigh, goes limp and unconscious again. You try to crawl back, her dress rolled up to the side, and you glance at her naked thigh.
Uh-oh.
You lose control again. Bite her leg. Drink deep from the artery. It's intoxicating. It's bliss like you've never known before. It's beautiful. You break away again, fall to your back. What the hell was that? Did you really drink her blood? She's not moving. Oh God, she's not moving.
Uh-oh.
You check her pulse. She's cold to the touch. Nothing. No heartbeat, no sign of breathing. That's when it hits you. Your chest isn't moving either. Your heart is not beating. You're cold to the touch.
Oh shit!
You reach for your phone. It's not there. Where did you leave it? Or maybe he took it? Impossible to say. You stumble around the apartment but find nothing you can use to call for help. You need to get out of here, now. You look outside the window. You're high above the streets, there's no balcony, and the building's exterior's glass almost all the way down. You'd never survive the jump. But maybe that's precisely why you should leave the room this way. You've just killed somebody. Your life is essentially over. A sickening void is opening in your stomach, warning you that your reality is about to turn into unbearable hell. A voice in the back of your head tells you that the smartest course of action is to take the leap before it does, and the more you argue with it, the more reasonable it sounds.
Oh no.
You're just about ready to pick up one of the chairs and try to break the window when you hear the clicking of keys in the lock. You freeze in place. This is bad. Your thoughts start racing desperately, but instead of a rational course of action, only visions of false hope come to your mind. What if it's him? What if he's had a change of heart? What if he sent someone for me? You almost feel your heart beat again with excitement as the doors open. Almost, but not quite. A man enters, but not the one you expected. He's tall, broad-shouldered, handsome, with darkish skin. His suit is stylish and immaculate.
Can I play him again?
Yes.
Okay.
You've never seen him in your life, but you immediately see past his sharp looks to see his sharper nature. He is a predator, and if you're not careful, you might become his prey.
Good evening. I'm here to pick you up.
A deep, emotionless voice. He turns his eyes to the lifeless body of the girl in the New York City hoodie and raises an eyebrow.
Oh yeah, you're the main character, so call it.
I killed her. I think I killed her.
Yes, that does seem to be the case.
He approaches the bed to examine the corpse from up close.
Well, this is unfortunate, but preferable to going insane from hunger. Quite a nice gesture, actually, if troublesome.
He briefly looks at you with something like pity in his eyes, then changes his expression to a perfectly blank one.
Listen, you may perceive your current situation as something out of the ordinary, but I've met hundreds of lost sheep like you, and you see, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there were the smart ones, those who carefully obeyed my every word and did not pull any stupid stunts. They always got where they needed to go safe and sound. Then there were the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on. Wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to make a run of it, or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, a lot of them never reached their destination at all.
The man talks in a bored, professional tone, giving off an impression that he really has delivered this speech countless times by now.
You see, despite being a smart person, I'm a Mets fan. I love baseball, and it inspired me to come up with a 3-strike system to determine if someone is dumb. If you get on my nerves 1 or 2 times, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful circumstances. But if you do it 3 times, understand there will be no excuse, no forgiveness, no mercy.
His presence changes ever so slightly.
Say, I understand, sir. Now.
You feel an overwhelming, barely resistible urge to fulfill his demand. I understand, sir. I understand, sir.
Excellent. Alright. Have you got anyone you'd like to inform about your current situation and tell them you're alright?
He flashes his flanks briefly as he talks, and for some reason the sight causes a chill to run down your spine. Something's wrong with him.
Someone closest to you?
My sister. Emma, my sister. She's probably having a night out in Brooklyn with her artiste friends. Can I call her now? You take out your phone while asking the question. It was in your pocket all along. It must have been panic talking before. He shakes his head and points at the hooded corpse next to him.
If you want to implicate her, go ahead. I think we'd be all better off if you let me make sure that she knows only what she needs to know.
Yeah, agreed.
Give me her phone number. I'll have someone get in touch with her.
You oblige and hand him the smartphone so he can copy the number from your list of contacts.
Thank you. This will be useful in illustrating my next point.
Instead of giving you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket.
From this night onwards, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up with, and you will be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you are still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes to search for you, it's over, both for you and them.
He interrupts his monotone recitation to stare deep into your eyes.
So if you don't want someone to find your poor sister's body in the Hudson River next week, cooperate.
The sight of his fangs again and another physical fight-or-flight response. You've played right into his hands, putting Em in danger.
Whoops. I can only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish.
By now, you are absolutely sure he's just toying with you, provoking you just to feed on your reactions. He hasn't told you where you're going yet, but he's already made it abundantly clear that a lot of people struggled hard to avoid getting there. You'd be far more eager to cooperate if he never raised the subject, but he made it a point to make you fear the unknown. He's pushing you, but to what end? Does he want to intimidate you into complete submission? Is he hoping you'd give him an excuse to get rid of you? Or maybe he's testing you, forcing you to show what you're made of. Somehow, he makes all of these options seem plausible at once.
Alright, I think that's enough lectures for today.
He takes a glance at his silver watch. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a Patek Philippe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The kind of brand mere mortals never see outside of luxury lifestyle magazines. Just who are you dealing with here?
It's past 3 a.m. now. The sun will come up in a few hours, so we don't have much time. Come, we need to leave so the corpse can be taken care of.
He turns his back on you to unlock the door.
Are we gonna...
Well, let's be a little bit... Let's say, I'll wait for the police. I'll stay here, wait for the police to arrive. Strangers sigh, but betrays both fatigue and annoyance. Oh, no, I don't want us to get killed. I just wanted to see what would happen.
No, you won't. This is bigger than you. And among other things, I've been sent here to ensure nobody will be found in this room tonight. If you interfere with my mission, I won't hesitate to make sure you meet an even grislier end than she did.
It's clear he's not joking. After a short pause, he adds one more remark.
And besides, if you really think trusting your fate to the NYPD is a good idea, I am not convinced you should trust what your preservation instincts are telling you.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Head out. Okay. You obediently follow him out of the room. Before he locks it again, you manage to take a final glimpse of the corpse.
No.
You feel a pang of conscience, but not because of your victim's horrible fate. It's because you don't feel guilty even though you know you should.
Ah!
Something important inside of you that was still there yesterday has definitely died tonight. You wonder if you'd even recognize yourself in the mirror. The stranger shows you to the elevator. You go to the ground floor. During an awkward ride, your dazed and confused mind desperately searches for a glimmer of hope, and eventually comes across one. Maybe you'll find the man you met earlier this night.
Which end do you want? 1, 2, or 3?
What did that man do to me? Why did that man target me? What was their motive?
That's what I'd like to know. As of yet, he is unidentified. They have left no trace, and it's obvious they are not planning to come back for you. If, and that's a big if, you ever see them again, it will be tomorrow, and probably for the last time.
For the last time? What do you mean for the last time? His face is inscrutable.
I said what I said. All I can add for now is tomorrow is a big night for you.
The elevator door opens to an empty hall. You walk outside, past the night guard's post, which is empty. The cold night air reminds you of the balcony just a few hours ago. The man motions to a black Cadillac Escalade.
Take a seat in the back, please.
You get inside. The man closes the car door behind you. You hear a click as it locks. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without comment. I feel horrible. I feel horrible.
As you should.
He gives you a little side glance in the rearview mirror and bites his lip.
Forgive me, I'm not in a talkative mood. This won't be a long drive. Patience.
Dead silence fills the car. You close your eyelids and sink back into your thoughts.
Oh, right.
The blurry afterimage of the man who bought your painting is still there. It's strange. You never felt this way about anybody.
Oh, fuck. Hold on, folks. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
What happened? Did your thing come out?
Yeah, no, it's only input device. Okay, yeah. USB microphone. Ah, shit balls. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Alright, we're back. And boom.
Oh, okay. But then the girl's hair, spilled over the purple hoodie, and her blood, spilled over the cold floor, come into sharp focus. You wince. You want to cry, but it's as if there were no more tears left in you. After what feels like an eternity, the car comes to a stop. You get out in an underground parking lot. It's an ugly concrete gray thing, empty but for the car you came in. It looks like there's a room beyond a metal door in the wall.
Guess you'll live to see another night. Follow me.
He opens the metal door and lets you inside.
There we are. These are your lodgings for the night. If you get hungry, again, take a look in the fridge. Tomorrow I will come to pick you up.
The cramped room has no windows, just a simple bed, a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, a small humming fridge, and a rattling AC fan in the wall. Has all the coziness of a solitary prison cell. You notice claw marks on the inner side of the entrance door. Mercy, please. You gotta have some mercy, man. Let me go.
Mercy? Mercy. No, too late for that. Listen, normally I'd lose my nerve right about now and things would get nasty. But I get it. You're scared. You don't understand what happened. Trust me, you will learn more tomorrow, but now, I need you to rest. And you need to rest.
He gestures inside the room. Finding no more willpower to resist, you step inside. The stranger nods contentedly.
Good night.
Contently, sorry. He locks the door behind you. It looks very secure and sturdy. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there, filled with red liquid, unlabeled. Tomato soup? You feel sick to your stomach. Best leave it for now. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame, kind of grimy and damp. Seeing it makes you grimace, but you're just too tired not to lie down. Your entire body hurts, a dull feeling that makes you feel heavy. You feel vulnerable and lonely. Usually when that happens, you turn your attention to painting, just to not think about the alternative. Your family upbringing left you with no skills but artistic talent. Creating art used to be something of an unpleasant duty. Somewhere along the line, though, it became the only weapon you had to fight with existential despair. Some of your best work was created in lieu of impotently crying in bed.
Oh.
Hell, you're pretty sure a few of those pieces had your tears mixed in with the paint. Like the painting that led your whole night to this.
Oh, man.
You look back at your life, and it starts looking like a downward spiral. You are so tired. Your entire body tenses up, and before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up.
Wow, that's fast.
That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged. The lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator still humming. You take a look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. Maybe you died. Your breath is gone and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you are certain about one thing. You are hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though.
I think it's funny, though, like, I think every gamer on the planet who's ever played this game has been like, don't you know you're a vampire yet?
It's like, don't vampires exist in your lore? Like,
I don't know. I guess it's one of those things, like, why wouldn't that be a consideration? Like, well, I just ate somebody, and I don't breathe. Could I be a vampire?
It was like that Paranormal Romance that I really liked, where she was like, of course you're a were-tiger. It all makes sense. Like, instead of just being like, what?
Everything makes sense now. Yeah, so, anyway.
It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and the back of your head.
Man, vampire hunger sounds like it sucks. Pun intended.
You open the fridge. The bag is still there. You take a closer look at it. If it is soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately.
Oh, it is tomato soup.
Holy shit.
Oh, no, it's holy shit. My favorite.
There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint, and you remember some situations in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost... No, not almost. It is enticing.
We gonna drink the blood?
We should drink the blood.
We should drink the blood.
Feels wrong, but right now there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. Tastes bland. Reminds you of cheap supermarket juice. Just enough flavor to register as what it claims to be on the box, but nothing like the real thing. Nothing like what you had the last time.
Oh, for funsies, we played the Ventru, and I totally forgot that Ventru are picky eaters, so, like, if you're the Ventru and you try to eat, you just vomit it up, and you get made fun of.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Spoilers for the Ventru run.
Well, I don't know if there's, like, all that many differences. Like, I was surprised how easy it was for us to feed when we were a Ventrue. It's like...
Yeah, like, other than that first time, it didn't really come up.
It's like, so shaking my fist at you developers for not... But it's still a pretty good game. And it's a small team, so... And look at these... I love these, like, hand-painted backgrounds. That's just really nice to me. Even if you're going to have to stare at a static image during a game, at least it's nice. Anyway.
You swallow it. Somehow you don't feel sick. In a weird, messed up way, you can't help but think it feels nourishing. You take a few more sips, and then just another one.
Yum.
Suck on the bag a little more. Eventually you find that you've emptied it entirely. You look at the info pressed into the side of the bag. 450 milliliters of it.
Oh, but I'm an American. I don't know what... I have no context for that amount.
Even with its blandness, you still feel like having more. You realize your body longs for that intoxication high you felt when an image of that corpse crosses your mind, causing you to wince. What have you become?
A vampire, for Christ's sake.
You try to piece your thoughts together, make sense of it all, when you hear the lock click and see the door open. Standing there is the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again, the predatory look like a hawk on a hunt, but somehow more relaxed tonight, so like a tamed hawk, maybe.
I think for, like, to reduce redundancy on your part, and I think you feel a little awkward saying, like, pick the one that says, I want to go here, and then you say, I want to go here again. Just say 1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
For the dialogue choices from top to bottom. Good evening. Slept well?
He notices the discarded, emptied bag.
I see you had a bit of a snack.
Was, 2. Was that really?
Type RH, O+. Not that easy to get. Glad you liked it. Come on, we've got places to be.
The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside of the door of the cramped room you've spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Get inside the car. Oh. Okay, lead the way.
Oh no, it's alright. I just thought it would be easier on you, but maybe it's not. They're not numbered. After you.
You take the back seat again. The doors lock. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming in the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road.
Is it there? Hold on. Okay. So we can just say, I just was checking. I wanted to make sure and hopefully not skip anything.
Yes. Do not hit the wrong button. You check the door handle. Yep, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks dirty too. There's nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of your head.
It's a repetitive game.
You try to extract some information out of the man behind the wheel, but you realize you'd prefer to bask in the afterglow of your last meal. You wouldn't have expected it, but you spend the rest of the trip lost in your thoughts. A lot of them concern blood. Takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York, that much is certain. Queens, maybe. Wait, you know exactly where you are. The nice-looking 2-story building has a logo you immediately recognize.
Yeah, cars.
The Art Hole, an avant-garde gallery, used to hold that collection of bagged viscera and body parts by... You can't quite remember the guy's name. He's Brazilian, you think. Fabio something or other?
After me, no sudden movements, please.
You've never been inside, not quite your style, but the place has quite the cult following. You keep racking your brain for more facts, hoping they'll help you with whatever you've got into.
Meow.
2 large men in suits flank the door to the gallery on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger who guides you, you walk inside.
Hey, I'm driving here. Okay, sorry.
Kids that get that New York flavor. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces and animated interest on others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you as if wishing to appraise your worth. Memories come back to you like a bad case of PTSD.
Uh-oh.
How many times before had someone judged you, impassively or decisively through your art? You'd share a piece of yourself with the world, and it'd respond by making you feel like garbage.
Oh, fun times.
It always took a lot of effort to not lose your cool and tell all of them to shove their opinions up their collective asses. Now, looking around, it feels like you've become another artwork as commodity to be judged by a bunch of obscenely wealthy, out-of-touch assholes. It makes you want to scream.
Why don't you be the woman?
Good evening, Kadir. And to you, child. The noble, cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery, a crowd of strangers. You being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. 1. Good evening, Miss...
You are addressing the Prince of New York City, Helena Pritchard, child of Michaela.
Thank you, my sheriff, but I am capable of introducing myself. She's somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear.
You may address... Oh, sorry.
You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into unlife was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience. But I am willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first.
What do you think?
2.
Okay.
You decide it's best to stay silent and listen to the whole situation unfold. Feels like you're out of your depth here. Shall we begin? You are about to be judged by the court of New York City. Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe?
A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. Interestingly, his sire made use of an older haven of one of the clan of the Rose for the embrace. They were even thoughtful enough to leave the local woman for the fledgling to slake his thirst on. Despite some reservations, he offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. I was pleased to not have to force his compliance. We had the quick chat, but wishing to appear here post-haste, I urged him to join me, which he did without a struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. His thirst partially slaked with the bagged blood we kept in the safe house, we had a pleasant enough drive here. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight.
All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Sorry. Thank you, Kadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there is the matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who were they?
Must I just say that?
Yeah, let's do it. He was beautiful, charismatic, charming, dark hair, sort of artistic mess. Had an accent I couldn't recognize.
Yeah?
He took notice of my art, bought a piece, in fact. I want to meet him again. The last sentence came out almost involuntarily. You immediately feel ashamed, sounding like a sad puppy whimpering after their master. Yes, you do want to meet that man again. It's an urge deeper than you've ever felt. Maybe even love? No, that's idiotic. He's never even introduced himself to you. He used you. That asshole just plain used you. For what? Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar?
No, it does not. Or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search after we're done here.
2.
Oh, 2? Okay.
Well, that's as much as you're getting out of me. What now?
Now? Now it's time to decide your fate, fledgling. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince?
What is your recommendation, my sheriff?
The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. I am ready to fulfill my duty.
Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my council on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement.
Of course.
He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all that talk of traditions and councils was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you.
Sophie?
Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling.
What for?
She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve.
I'll go get my sword.
He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you are in quite the pickle. 2. Wait, did I hear that right? What did he say about a sword? Your hearing isn't faulty. We only have a short while before the prince hears her counsel out and Kadir returns here with his blade, so listen, please. Last night, you became a vampire. Wait, what? Oh yes, I'm well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire. The fact remains. The beings called vampires, you're looking at them. They're us. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale. Really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. That's not the right thickness. And not the right color either.
This lovely wine has got thickness. Can I get a witness?
You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. Makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. 2 voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down, as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and your deference to Kadir will work in your favor. She might agree to it, but only if you swear fealty to me.
No.
I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences. 2. What happens if I refuse? I believe I know what the prince will ordain, and I am certain Kadir will do his duty. You, my poor fledgling, will die. For good this time. With me, there's a chance you will not. I can be your guide in this new reality. Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. She flashes a heart-melting smile toward Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard, fastened with a colorful sash around his waist. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of the New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. She briefly addresses you. I want you to know that this was not an easy decision to make. For your part, you have not done anything to earn our ire. I do feel a genuine sorrow for what must be done. We are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. There's no place for tolerating dissent when our very existence is under constant threat, although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this. She takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a rather plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin has a somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence it is their progeny that must be punished.
Such bullshit.
The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently. Kadir? You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It is a beautifully detailed blade which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up.
2 outs, bottom of the 9th. I think they made him a base, but just little things like that.
His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination.
And he's out to bat.
You will not get another chance to speak out. Ask for mercy. You make your choice. I don't want to die. Spare me, please! Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. I'd forgotten how their voices are different.
Sophie was softer, the prince's was a little bit harder. Like a little bit more like, I'm in charge. Sophie was trying to charm you. The prince was, yes, I am in charge and I will dictate.
I am the leader.
Well, at first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed by the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. Okay, that's the last you'll hear of that.
Aw.
The board elites suddenly look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the unexpected twist. The prince nods. I mean, I can keep that up. I just thought I'd break up the monotony.
Well, let's hear it.
Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction.
My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. Am I to understand that you are volunteering to take this sireless child under your protection? Yes, I happen to think that they hold a potential that would be unfortunate to waste. I do expect their full cooperation, of course. Whispers can be heard again. An incredulous voice or two. A hushed, just behead the fucker! Some suppressed exclamations of surprise.
Doesn't even sound that hushed. Like, just kill him already! Like the jackass of the audience at a comedy club.
Silence. I ask all of you to make a note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, yes. But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. 3. Wait, right of destruction? What do you mean by that? Kadir's grip tightens on your arm like a vice. His other hand goes for his sword again. Sophie locks eyes with you. I will explain, but now, not right now. Right now we need to await the prince's decision. No need to wait. I am ready to pass judgment. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known, Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear, however. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camarilla. Substantially so. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? 1. Lamar, Prince. She nods. Welcome to the Camarilla, Lamar. Now, this evening proved to be more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties?
Of course, Prince.
He shoots you a side glance that doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. And if need be, you will be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. Well, Lamar, I think we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new fruitful partnership.
We've been going for just under an hour. I think it's a good place to call this.
Okay.
We'll pick it up with their toast next time on Monday. Thanks for checking this out, especially if you're watching it on the rebound on YouTube. Leave a comment, let us know how you're feeling about this. I know we'll probably keep going with this because it may get shifted to Friday, depending, I don't know, we may just do more Hatful Boyfriend because I love it.
We do love Hatful Boyfriend.
We love our visual novels.
And if you want to suggest anything you'd like to see us play, let us know.
Yes, but we're trying to get through our backlog.
We're getting through our backlog, so you probably...
Which is bad, because this was part of a trio of games on sale we bought. That's why it's the never-ending backlog.
We added to our backlog.
That's how it goes. And we've already beat this game or played through it on the Switch, but I wanted to have it on PlayStation, because I do love this game, and throwing the developers a bone, it's always nice.
So, if you enjoy this, maybe you should pick up a copy yourself. It is on sale if you see this in enough time, it's still on sale on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, subscribe, too, if you feel like it. Hit the bell icon if you feel so inclined to see more, and be notified of all of our uploads. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Sunday, and we are also currently working on a series more edited videos for YouTube in the vein of Control. We played through
Control, and we are very late on uploading the next episode.
That's alright, we'll get it done.
We'll get it done eventually, I promise.
I love you.
Love you.
Alright, good night.
Good night.
And I'm saving, and oh wait, no, that doesn't stop the stream. Whoops.
Keep going.